This was last winter. I can't recall exactly when, but I know it was snowing a lot during this week, and I barely left the house because of it. I worked what I think is called hybrid, so sometimes from home and sometimes in the office. Because of the snow, I stayed home this whole week and worked from a small desk in my bedroom. My house was small, only one story, and just 2 bedrooms. On this day, I got up and made coffee, then sat down to work, and pretty much stayed at my desk until 8 p.m. It was windy and snowing outside the whole day. When I finally got up, I made dinner, then cleaned up around the house, then went outside to bring the trash bins down to the curb. As I was walking back to the front door, I noticed the snow on the left side of my house looked strange. Like everywhere else, it was piled up and flat, but over there, something clearly had messed with it. So I walked over to get a closer look, and could quickly recognize that it was a line of shoe prints going through the snow. This was a little concerning, because it was really close to my house, not just like kind of in the area. I followed the prints, going all the way down the side of my house, until there were suddenly no more. At the end, it looked like they'd moved around in this one spot for a while, and it was directly outside the window to my bedroom that I was working in. This was extremely creepy. I mean, it was cold, windy, and snowing. Why was anyone even outside walking around to begin with, and going up to my window? Thankfully, I had the blinds shut, but you could still kind of see through the cracks. Right on the other side of the window was my desk, so they could have been watching me. I hoped I was just overthinking it. I went back inside and warmed up. I didn't exactly know what else to do about it. Obviously, they weren't there anymore, so there was nothing to do. I continued with my night, eventually going to bed around 11. I had checked out the window one last time before sleeping, and the snow had covered up all the tracks from before, and there were no new ones, so I felt better. I triple-checked that it was locked, then got in bed. I slept through the night. The first thing I did once I woke up was go over to the window and check again. My tired face immediately woke up. There were fresh prints in the snow again, right by the window. I quickly threw on my jacket and snow boots and ran outside. The prints were almost exactly the same as before, going up to the side of my house and piling up right under my window. I looked around at the empty blanket of snow that covered the rest of the ground near my house, but there were no signs of anything else or anyone nearby. I went back inside. I ended up calling the non-emergency police number to report what was going on. I knew they wouldn't be able to do anything, but I thought that at least if something did happen, they would be aware of the situation. After that, I had to work though. I tried to check out the window every so often, but the snow slowly filled in the shoe prints, and I never saw anything more. I got out of work at 8 again, so the sun had long set, and the night was cold and windy. I got up from my desk and went to the window, pushing aside the blinds and seeing flat, untouched snow. The relief I felt was immense. But my eyes floated down just as I was letting go of the blinds, and my heart nearly stopped. The latch was undone. It wasn't locked anymore. I couldn't believe it. I had triple-checked it last night and never touched it since. I shakily reached my hand down and